I've crossed Australia before, by plane, by car on epic road trips. Australia isn't a small country, it's really vast, it's really raw, totally unapologetically wide. And this time, I didn't want to rush it. This is what it's really like travelling on the iconic Indian Pacific's new itinerary from Perth to Sydney. It's 4 nights, 4,352 kilometres, just one train. The journey from west to east departs from the East Perth terminal. And from the moment you check in, you feel really actually kind of part of the family. Staff greet you by name, luggage is taken care of, champagne, importantly, is on hand. And just like that, we're rolling out of Perth. And I fall asleep knowing I'm already hundreds of kilometres into the journey. I woke up for our first full day to an incredible sunrise. It's a strange feeling going to sleep in one place and waking up hundreds of kilometres away without repacking a bag. I headed to the lounge car and grabbed actually a very good coffee. It was a no rush, no announcements, just a quiet sense that the day was starting. First stop, the historic mining town of Kalgoorlie, and that means all our amazing mining history. The coach winds through the streets of Kalgoorlie as the town wakes up, giving you a real sense of what the place is like day to day. It's a hassle-free way to see these great icons of Australia that are very difficult to get to. By mid-morning, we're exploring Hannan's North Mine. First stop is Welcome to Country from Jason Dimer and an incredible story of his own heritage. And any trip to Kalgoorlie has to involve tour. And then we get to explore all the old mining equipment from the very first pioneers to the massive trucks that are now hauling iron ore to the world. Back on board, we're served up a superb brunch. And then I get time to settle in my cabin with a book, which is one of the great things of the Indian Pacific. It forces you to actually slow down. The background from brunch onwards is the Nullarbor. If you ever wanted to understand just how big this country is, it's those 24 hours through the Nullarbor. Nothing changes. While I'm having a pre-dinner drink, my host is quietly turning my cabin into a bedroom. Fresh linen, soft lighting, and I'll also find a cheeky port when I get back there. It's the little touches like that that make this special journey so iconic. It's like having your own boutique hotel. There is one thing you can be sure of in Gold Premium: you are going to eat and drink very well. It doesn't get more Aussie than this. We've stopped in the middle of the Nullarbor to have a nightcap, some music and some stargazing. And just for reference, Sydney is 2,400 kilometres that way. Perth is 1,600 kilometres back that way. Day 3 and we've made it to South Australia. At the end of the Nullarbor is Long Plains, where the Indian Pacific pulls up and we all jump out to get on buses for the quick drive to the Barossa Valley. We traverse old sleepy wheat belt towns as we head to the Barossa. Those famous palm trees are really a wonderful way to arrive. Arriving at Shepherdsfield is one of the great Barossa experiences. We're given a private tasting of some of Shepherdsfield's greatest drops, and then get to explore the centuries-old stone buildings, shaded courtyards, and the entire estate. It feels like you're walking through history, not just in the buildings, but also in the fabulous wine. The best example of the new Indian Pacific experiences is this: dinner at historic Shepherdsfield in the Barossa. In the historic barrel room of Shepherdsfield, dinner is served and it is an absolute feast. obviously carefully paired with the best of the local wines. This is a meal that will live with you for the rest of your life. It is the greatest South Australian produce. By the time dessert is served, the party is in full swing. We've had a demonstration of burning of the barrels, and of course no meal at Seppertsfield could be complete without its famous port. Everyone is having the time of their life, cutting a rug, and of course a conga line. The most celebrated off-train experience of the Indian Pacific happens in Broken Hill. Meet Shalita Buffet. Yep, Shalita Buffet, do you get it? She's the queen of the outback and a local from Broken Hill. Shalita takes us on a glammed up tour of the entire Broken Hill precinct. And no tour is complete without the historic mining equipment and quirky art installations that make Broken Hill what it is today. The tour ends at Shalita's restaurant, where she puts on a fantastic drag show and we get to play drag bingo. It is an experience and everyone is in stitches as they play along. Final stop, the Blue Mountains. It's a short drive to the scenic Skyway. Gliding high above the Jamison Valley, it is uncomfortable to be standing on perspex and seeing all the way to the valley floor. The highlight has to be meeting Uncle David King, a local Indigenous elder who shares a lot of the local lore and culture as we travel through the valley. He shares the stories of what the land is, what the land was, and what the land will always be. And to get us to the valley floor, Uncle David King ushers us into the steepest railway in the world. The other great thing about being on the Indian Pacific is even when you get off the train, all your meals are taken care of. The Indian Pacific is a remarkable journey. Not only is it transcontinental, but it takes us into the great Australian landscapes that have forged our culture. They're steeped in history, and even more importantly today, they're a lifeblood for many of those communities. Few things in this world deserve their iconic status, but the Indian Pacific is most definitely one. It's a privilege to be able to do this in your own country, and that's how I feel as we head into Central.